Thank you so much for joining us for our presentation on real estate and the tax foreclosure and probate angle, how to start making money right away using a heard of, but really not a well-known strategy by many. I'm CW, and I'm here to share an incredible opportunity in real estate investing with you. Personally, it's one of the best strategies that I know of, and I've been buying and selling real estate for well over 20 years. Now, I want you to imagine a future where you can secure high returns with a minimal upfront cost by tapping into a lucrative niche such as the tax deed and foreclosure probate sale niche. Now, this is a chance to build a profitable real estate portfolio without needing a large initial investment. And today I'm going to show you how to make that vision a reality. Have you ever heard of these challenges? These are some of the things that new investors struggle with. First of all, you've got to find the right market for investment. That may not necessarily be where you live. I mean, quite frankly, it could be overwhelming to know where to start and which areas have the highest potential for return. Oftentimes, the properties are in distress that we're going to be considering via the tax deed or the probate. In other cases, as you can see, some of the properties are nice. But in either event, finding off-market properties is the key. You're not going to get deals that are worth looking at if you're just going to the MLS and buying in a traditional way. There's just too much competition out there. It's nearly impossible. So the real secret is to know before others know. And that's where the money is. The money is in the secrets in this business. You're going to need to find deals before anyone else does. And when you're getting into these tax deed sales, the probate and the pre-probate opportunities, that's why the people have in many cases abandoned the properties. Sometimes they're deceased with the tax deeds and their properties are being foreclosed because no one is taking care of it. Or, as you know, in probate, and most definitely the person is deceased and they may have left property or land. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So the real thing is you want to reach out to the property owners in this strategy. You're going to initiate contact and have some conversations, build some rapport, and listen, that can be intimidating, especially if you're unsure of how to approach them. Another thing that makes it difficult is negotiation skills. If you lack confidence in your negotiation skills, that's going to make it difficult to close these deals and to secure the property investments. So those are really four reasons, four problems that seems to impact people when they're trying to get into this business. It can really be overwhelming and it can prevent you from taking action. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Now, I understand these struggles because I've been there myself. When I first started in real estate, I felt lost and overwhelmed. I read countless books, I attended seminars, and I still found myself struggling to identify the right markets and to connect with property owners. You know, my breakthrough came when I discovered a streamlined approach to pinpointing high demand areas. And I developed an effective engagement and negotiation strategy that has served me for years. This allowed me to secure profitable deals without being able to need a big upfront investment, which I didn't have anyway. So I'm going to share these insights with you so that you can avoid some of the same pitfalls, and I want you to fast track your way to success. The first thing that I want to teach you is look at the market and let's identify market trends. You're going to identify the areas that are experiencing a high property tax delinquency and probate cases by studying the local economic indicators, and different demographics. And we'll break down how to do those things as we go on. You're going to need to understand investor demand. You don't want to buy in areas where investors and even homeowners are not buying. It's good to look at the trends, look at the transactions, the number of real estate transactions. I like to look within the past 90 days. And you also want to look at the auction activity. And it doesn't hurt to really network with other investors within the community. So it's very, very important that you choose areas that are either have a lot of sales, they've had a lot of sales, and they're growing. The areas must be growing. Now, beyond that, you're going to want to contact the heirs or the owners of the property. Now, I understand this is a stressful time for the owners or the heirs, so you have to really be sympathetic and you need to be helpful at the same time. So you heard me right. You're going to need to contact, because we're talking about off-market properties. And then once you have an agreement with the owner or the heir, then you're going to sign an agreement and sell your assignment. You're going to get an assignment on the contract. And this way, you're not going to need cash. You're not going to need money in order to impact this particular deal. Now, by conducting a thorough market research and leveraging the data that we're talking about here, you can identify lucrative opportunities in the tax deed and foreclosure area, as well as with the probate sales, and you really put yourself in the driver's seat because you're not doing what everyone else is doing. And I want you to understand that that really is the key. Now, how do you get your information? How do you get your list? First of all, you're going to go to the public records. The tax assessor databases and the legal notices are going to identify the properties for you that are facing tax foreclosure or in pre-probate situations with the death records. You want to also mine online databases. There's a lot of databases out there that are going to give you information, allow you to quickly target the owners that are going to meet specific criteria. And so becoming familiar with those databases is really going to help you to be able to get the information that you need. Nothing, let me make this clear, nothing is going to be better than the public records, because they're the ones that are going to have the information before anyone else. Now, not at the beginning, but as you move on, you'll want to build relationships with attorneys, specifically estate attorneys, probate attorneys, accountants, and other real estate professionals, so that you can get referrals and you can work with these people. But I'm not saying to do that right away, because you're new. They're not going to want to talk to you if you don't have something for them, quite frankly. So don't waste your time with the professionals at first, but keep in mind, as you grow your business and you're successful, then you'll have that opportunity. And also, you want to evaluate the properties as well as land if you're flipping land. The location, again, the condition of the properties, the market values, all of this is how you're going to prioritize what you're going after and the deals that you're going to want to bring in. Build the system, okay, organize yourself, and you'll be able to expand quickly into doing several deals a month. I can promise you that. Now, when you're negotiating with the people, it's very, very, very important that you engage them with empathy. Remember, this is a very sensitive situation, whether it be the tax deeds or whether it be the probate. And the reason is they are depressed, they're upset. And so reaching out by phone, I can understand why you may be a little bit uncomfortable with that. But we do also have people that on our team that can even make these calls for you, by the way. but it can be a little bit challenging, and that's the part that we have to get over. Negotiations are a big part of this, and you're not a negotiator, I get it. The big thing is just listen, and then listen to what the other person's saying and educate them, okay? You want to learn the basic skills, and we talk about that in other videos on how to engage with people who are going through, such a difficult time, quite frankly. Now, I want to show you a little bit about some of the things that we do and how we do them, just so that you can get a little bit more insight as to what's involved in this. What you're looking at here, and I've obviously cut some of the information out because it is information on the decedents. These are people who've passed, and they have probate situations that are going on. And what we do is we get this from the various counties, and then we research the records from there. Okay? When it comes to the auctions, this is one of the websites that we use to learn about upcoming sales. This is called realtaxdeeds.com. And they're all over Florida. As a matter of fact, you can Google usually the county name and just put in real tax deed, and then you'll be able to access the upcoming sales in that particular area. It's very good and it's instructional, but I will say this, anything that's available for everyone really is not going to be where you want to be. This can just give us some insight as to what we need to do next. And let me explain. When I first started to try to get into these tax deeds, I was really excited. I saw these websites and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be able to do so much. I'm going to be able to make a lot of money with these. But I quickly learned that the better properties were always high bids. And I was not able to really buy online specifically properties that were really profitable in this way. And the properties that were available weren't lucrative, okay? And I eventually figured out through trial and error that the problem was that, listen, you have to get to these people before the sales, okay? That's what no one will tell you, but that's the reality. So what I started doing is just researching the properties that were, let's say, a month down the road or 2 months down the road, or even further if I could get the information. Okay, excuse me there. And what that did is I learned then to go and approach the owners in advance. So one of the tools that I used to get to these people was a website called Cyber Background Checks. And what this did was allow me to find the owners of the property, having received their name through the other site that I was just sharing with you. And I would go and do the due diligence on this site and find out who owned the property. Well, lo and behold, a lot of those properties were owned by deceased people. And this is why they hadn't paid the taxes. So I wanted to share with you a recent deal, one that I'm actually pursuing right now today as we speak, where this individual turned out to be deceased, and the property is worth over $500,000. They're going to be foreclosed in the next couple of months, and the starting bid for both is less than $14,000. You heard me right. Now, of course, I love it. That doesn't happen every day. Let me make that clear, that the opportunities are not there in that way, at least in the areas that I've been looking in most recently, but this one was. Okay, so there's an easy $200,000 plus profit in this particular deal. And of course, I'll show you that and share with you some other deals that we've done that have yielded us six figures on some of these deals if you're a member. Now, this is the property I was talking about. I got this information from, I believe it's redfin.com. So you can find information over there. You can find information on Zillow. And these were just comparables of the property that I'm referring to. So as you see, that was listed between 265 and 3 million. And the property on the left is similar to the two properties that I'm talking about right now on this particular deal. So here are the basic steps, the 4 steps that I want to revisit with you for a moment as it pertains to what you need to do as you get started in this. You want to identify the market, okay? Analyze the local market or the markets you're considering. This business is not just local, it's national. We're in 6 states right now buying properties, and you can be too. There's opportunities all over the place, but you do have to take into account a lot of things like the property values, the competition, the trends in the neighborhoods, and really get to know these areas. The next step is the list compilation, okay? You're going to want to gather the information through the public records. That's free, by the way, in most cases. Sometimes they'll charge you a little bit. There was a place in Florida that we heard from today, and they were saying like $1 a page for some information, but typically the information is always free unless you want a copy of something. Now, you want to do that and study these online databases, and then later, as I said, you will network with individuals. The next thing is engagement strategies. How are you going to engage with the prospects? In order to get these off-market deals, you're going to have to do the heavy lifting of reaching out to people who, by the way, will be happy to hear from you, because I'm going to teach you how to find the people that have been very difficult to find. That's the key. If you're just going on these databases and calling people that are easy to locate, they have been called 15 times. They've received 30 pieces of mail. They don't even want to answer the phone. It's not going to work out well. You're going to have to spend a lot of money. It's going to be a big, gigantic waste of time, regardless of what others may say. At screen, I got to move this little cursor a little bit more often. But so you don't want to do that. I did that at first because I didn't know any better. But once I learned how to do this, I stopped, and I found some ways that most people don't know on how to really contact and reach out to these people so they are actually pleasantly surprised and happy to hear from you. Direct mail, phone, in person, email, all of them are on the table. And then negotiating, just really listening, being understanding. That's all you have to do in order to be effective, in my opinion. So you might say to yourself, I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money to invest. Fine. You don't need a lot of money. What you need is some creativity and to work with people who mask your weaknesses while you focus on the parts of the business that you feel strong about. That's what you need. If you have a deal, I'm here to tell you, we will fund it. There's a lot of people out there who will partner with you, who will put up the money and split the profits with you. There's a bunch of them out there. So that's not an issue. The issue is finding something that's worthwhile. Or you say to yourself, well, I'm not a negotiator. I can't negotiate with people. It's essential, okay? We're going to show you everything you need in order to do this business, and we keep it very, very simple, all right? My script is just a couple of sentences, and then a couple more based on their response. So we have a very easy script, and then you just be another human and just relate to people by sitting there and trying to understand. That's all. It's not a big deal. Or you're saying to yourself, well, I'm uncomfortable reaching out to property owners. How do I approach them? As I said before, there's multiple ways to approach the owners. You always want to build a little rapport, but genuine rapport. rapport with them. And then you want to educate them and help them understand the process, help them understand where they are in this situation. And listen, you can flip these deals without any money, okay? Any money. And I know people say, oh, well, you need a lot of money for, no, you don't. And I'm going to show you and I'm going to prove that to you. Okay, so as I said, you don't need a lot of money to invest. You just need to be able to find the deals. That's the bottom line. All right? You don't know how to negotiate? Don't worry about that. We'll show you what you need to know. And not only do we show you, we walk you through it, and you're able to listen to me and my team actually make these phone calls. We'll get on the phone with you. We'll help you through this, okay? So you're not alone here in terms of actually being able to get some results. And you don't want to reach out to owners. No problem. What you need is someone to warm the call up. That's what I do a lot now. I still make calls as well, but I have a team. We warm the calls up first, and then I get on the phone and close the deals. In many cases, you can do the same thing. So you don't have to waste your time. You want to get some experience, but the key is having trained people to get on and to help you and to filter the situations for you. So listen, avoiding competition is the key. I don't like competition. I don't want any competition. Competition is bad. It is bad for this business. You don't want any either. Get your own strategy. Keep it to yourself. Don't share anything that you don't need to share. I know that may sound a little bit controversial, but trust me, in real estate business, people will go around you. They will stab you in the back. They're going to do whatever they can do to get those deals. And so you have to be very careful with sharing much with anyone. Establish relationships with buyers. Those people will buy properties from you over and over and over again. And get a feel for it. Start analyzing properties. Start analyzing properties right now. You don't need to visit the courthouse to do research. It's all online. You can, and you may have to send representatives to certain counties if you're using a particular strategy, but you do not have to go to the courthouse in order to get what you need. We send people to courthouses all over the place, okay, but we don't have to go personally in order to get the information that we want in order to be successful. So I dare you to take action, okay? I want you to look up the upcoming tax sales properties in your area, and I want you to research the market a little bit. Shoot a quick video about what you found, and I want you to post it. I'll watch all the videos, and I'm going to give 2 quality leads to the top 5 videos. That's right. I'm going to give you leads of people that are in this situation. You can look at the numbers. We've already reached out to these people. So I'm going to give you some leads, 2 leads to the best videos. You heard me right. That's the difference in what we do, because we're actually practitioners. We're not trying to just sell you some information. You get a bunch of papers and then nothing happens. Okay? So I want you to do that. I want you to take action. And if you found this video helpful, I want you to please share it with 5 friends who might also benefit. And please add any comments about this. Now, I want you to remember that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. I want you to take that step today, and let's achieve some real estate success together. Okay? I want you to stay positive. I want you to stay focused, and I want you to keep moving forward. For those of you who are really serious and are ready to move forward and take that leap into this world and see results in days, then I want you to schedule a call to apply for a free consultation where we'll help you devise your strategy, and show you exactly what's going on in the areas that you're curious about and how you can begin making money in real estate right now, today. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. See you next time.